All right, I've got to ask you something. Is anyone else feeling like these AI tools suddenly took a giant leap forward this week? Because Google just dropped some huge Gemini updates. And then there's also Magi version 3 that just came out, which is a massive upgrade from what it used to be. And I found a really clever notebook LM strategy that content creators should absolutely be paying attention to. Honestly, I think we're entering another those moments where the people paying attention right now are gonna have the most serious advantage. So that's why we come here. You got to be paying attention to this stuff because it's happening at lightning speed. Hey everyone, welcome to AI Shortcuts to Work Smarter. I'm Madalyn Skylar. I help content creators and entrepreneurs master AI tips, tools, and shortcuts. Today we're going to be talking all about Google's Gemini. It's all over the news. It's everywhere. Everybody's talking about it. They're doing some really big things. And when we get together here each week on this live stream, what you get is helpful advice that will help you work smarter, not harder, when it comes to your business and everyday life. Now, if you need some help with your AI, your digital marketing, let me know. Reach out and get in touch. I've been doing all this stuff for 30 years, and I've been really immersed in AI since all of that really came about several years ago. I'm all about providing guidance and support and just helping you get the things done quicker and easier. So feel free to reach out to me anytime. And this live stream today is brought to you by our AI Shortcuts to Work Smarter Skool community. I'll pull it up on the screen in just a moment, but we have a space where we can continue the discussions outside of this 1 hour chat. So let me bring up our panelists today that are here with us. Hey, Jim. Hey, Barb. How are y'all doing today? Oh, you're muted, Jim.
I know. I know. I muted because you always tell us to mute, and I forgot to unmute.
All good. Yeah. So good to see y'all here. There's been lots going on. I'm sure y'all hearing all about this stuff with Gemini. Google's Gemini. It's like everywhere.
Yes. Yeah. I saw
Baz.
Tanya Smith posted a Facebook post yesterday where she laid out quite a few of the changes that are going on. So I thought that was, yeah, it's like, where do you even start, right? Because it's so
overload.
much.
It's overload. We're going to go over it today, but it's overload. It's so funny because I'm always making this reference. It feels like we're watching a ping pong match or a tennis match, right? We're just going back and forth. Our eyes are going back and forth all the time. And good to see you, Beth. We've missed you. And this whole Claude ChatGPT keeps going back and forth, right? And then it's kind of quieted down a bit, right? And just when things quiet down, then you got Google, and they've been having their big I/O week this week, and all the big influencers are there, and they're posting their videos online and their TikToks and YouTube Shorts, and it's like Google decided, let's just launch everything at once. All these upgrades. It's wild. Have any of y'all been like looking at some of the things it can do now?
I mean, I haven't yet because, like you said, it just came out, and I've been, focusing, as you know, thanks to your challenge. I'll plug for your challenge. I've been doing more videos. In fact, I did one today, which I thought was kind of fun. Is I started using my Meta Ray-Ban Meta glasses.
Oh, cool!
So you can literally activate it with voice commands. So while I was recording this video with my iPhone, I demonstrated, I showed them, and then I started recording. Basically, it's like if I was looking at the studio right now, you're seeing what I'm seeing. And so then I, did that, and then I incorporated that clip from the glasses into the video without having to really do anything with the audio.
That's so
and
cool.
I use that in, I did that actually using the Edits app from,
Instagram.
And then I posted it as a reel, and I also put it on LinkedIn because it really made me think about, as we're creating content, what are easier, quicker ways. And so literally, if you think about it, Madalyn, if your glasses were these, we'll just say AI glasses, because I know they keep coming out with new ones. You could literally tell your glasses to start recording what you're seeing without having to do anything extra. That to
Wow.
me is what is crazy, because I was even telling my wife I'm going to get prescriptions for them, because you can, but I could be driving down, 75, and Bez, you may have seen the news yesterday. We had this huge flood of the highway. Well, I could just tell my glasses to start recording, and I could be catching things on the highway just like that. I think that's pretty amazing, because you can set it up where it will automatically record up to 3 minutes. So that's probably most of the time all you need to capture what you're looking at. And it's basically where you look at is what it's recording. So it's not like you got to sit there with your phone and say, "Do I have the right spot?" And so I think that's
Wow.
interesting.
That's very cool. Yeah, this stuff is just happening at lightning speed, and it gets very challenging to keep up. But I definitely give you kudos for doing my 5-day video challenge. I have the link on here. Let me show the Skool real quick. So Jim did this recently. I did a let's do together 5-day is very short little daily lessons, and then you go make a little video, you pop it in our private Skool community, so it's great practice. And Jim, ever since you went through the 5 days of this, like, your short videos are popping up in my social media feed everywhere, and your Substack, and I just love how you're really embracing this. And it's interesting because you didn't have any issue doing videos before, but you weren't really embracing short form video.
Correct.
And now you're monetizing your efforts,
Yes.
which is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yep.
So I think that's just incredible, and I'm so glad. And my friend Venus here under the name Kratom Butterfly, she did it as well. And just like Jim, she's been doing live streams a long time, but not the short form video where selfie style, where you show yourself. And Venus is showing up in all my feeds as well on social media, and she's really embracing making videos. And I see the reactions, and same with yours, Jim, the reaction and the conversation it's sparking because you put yourself out there.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And so I think, if we want to take it back to what you're talking about with AI, I think, I don't even know if I so much call it a fear as more a concern that, people are going to look at AI, and they're even talking about how much AI content's going to be created, that we don't miss that how important it is for the four of us to be live having a real conversation with our real, video of us, not our AI avatars. That's what I think we can't forget about. And I think that's where, in all this, haste to do things quicker and better, that we gotta remember, right? I want to be friends with the real Madalyn, not with AI Madalyn or AI
Right.
Bez or, AI Barbara.
I'm with you 100%. I mean, I think it's cool you can do all this AI video stuff, and Gemini has all this stuff now with AI video, but I want to chat with real people like this. Go ahead, Barb.
Well, it all comes down to the voice. Gotta tell you, I'm hearing my AI avatar.
But it's your real voice.
Shame on you. But the voice comes first, and the voice literally proved that. And I'm so excited to still be living and still being able to jump in here with you guys each week. I thought, now these guys are going to just be so excited about this. And if Mitch Jackson were here, he'd be going, privacy. Oh my gosh. And I imagine myself as a spy with the glasses,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Our police department, I mean, will we be safer in our cities, or will it be worse? It's really controversial. This is the most controversial AI application, I think, for me individually. Of course, I've always, like Jim said, he was going to get prescriptions. And so I've always, had to have some kind of corrective lenses since I was a kid. And I'd see that, and like Jim used the example, and I'll be driving down the street, and I thought, oh my God, think about it when we're listening to the radio and we miss something, and we have that going on, and And then again, I'm Jim's wife and I'm watching him and I'm saying, oh God, he gets home safe. And then you're seeing what he's seeing, you know, it has an emotional impact on you. And of course, Jim was a very bad boy, and he had somebody else he was taking home with him. Oh, sweet
Right.
mama would have something to say about that, you know, and it could cause all kinds of news stories.
But you know what I find interesting? Like the Meta glasses are not new, and a lot of the stuff's
Right.
not new, but remember how the wearables, wasn't it about 10 years ago where
Yeah.
wearables was going to be the next big thing, but
Right.
it didn't really take off. But sometimes it's all about the timing. It seems like
Right.
now is a more fitting time, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it's gotten better. I mean, I had like the first generation glasses, and it was really hard to use and connect. And you know, as they make it easier for us as consumers to use, I think then we start to see the benefit. But you know, even right, and I'm a huge Apple fan, as a lot of my friends know, but I haven't got their, what is it, the Vision Pros, because of the cost point, and
Oh
it's like,
yeah, it's expensive.
you know, so it's like, and am I going to really use it? I mean, but you know, 5-10 years from now, maybe sooner, because of the speed of technology. I think, you know, even sometimes I think Moore's law is on its head, especially in the world of AI. You know, these things may become available much quicker.
Right.
It's scary. It really is scary because after, I mean, Madalyn, you've been online on the internet, connected in communities on the internet, I believe almost as long as I have. And
Yeah, since
you
the
use
mid-
that thing. I was just, you know, in the 80s, it was the BBSs
Right.
and we could see the text as we were typing it in, and people actually being able to see that real time was the first big thing. And when I would type out, well, if you're really in a hurry, just call me. And it's like, what? Well, I'm talking to you on an analog line and I'm paying to talk to you. Any way you look at it,
Right.
you know, we're paying those long distance fees. And so, and we've just brought down so many barriers to be able to connect with people around the world. But that human, the only reason I bring it up, it's the human connection. There we were working with the technology at the time. But the next thing you would see in the discussion forums on the BBS boards was, she called me like it's a real person. But when I called, it was my voice. The voice is always number one.
Right.
You can tell by the inflection in my voice that I'm a happy girl today. I'm actually celebrating 15 years of being cancer free.
Yeah. Oh, congrats.
But my
awesome.
whole, even my health story, it wouldn't have turned out that way had I not been connected online. It wouldn't have happened that way if I hadn't had the professionals I had working with me who also embrace technology. And I look at today, I know that people who had the type of cancer I had, they're not going to have to go through the same things I did because of the introduction of AI, believe it or not, because it helped to actually, you know, in the research, close the gaps. And so you have to say, well, if I can live longer and I can be happier, it's got to be a plus. But on the other hand, as Jim brought up, the cost factor. I mean, I'm middle America, but I'm very, you know, it's like, am I going to be on the lower chin? And what about those who are making even less than me now? You know, it's crazy. And so,
yeah.
Wise up.
Yeah. Well, let's get into the whole Gemini thing because there's so much to talk about, and I want to show y'all that I barely scratched the surface with any of this, but it all looks very interesting. And what I would like to know from those watching live and those watching the replay, put in the comments, like, if you're all about ChatGPT, are you going to now take a new look at Gemini, or if you're on board with Claude, like where will this fit? Because there's so much of this now. It's like all of them have come together and they all do so much, you know, OpenAI, Anthropic, and of course Google for Gemini. So it's just, so much stuff to review. Let me show you, because I have a post I put up today on our Skool community, at our AI Shortcuts Skool community. So I came across a video, and I'm going to play some of it for y'all, where this guy's at the I/O event this week and goes over all the main things, all these big updates. And so, like I said, you got the other AI tools that just kind of put new stuff out as it happens. You got Google that's like, let's just drop everything at once. Let's just show off everything at once. And it's crazy how much of this there is. But they've got their Gemini Spark, which is their built-in AI agent that can do all the things for you, just like Claude Cowork. And then their new Omni video model, so you can do all kinds of AI videos, avatars, and it looks pretty amazing. You got Gemini 3.5 Flash, which is their new chat model. And I did notice that Magi already has it in their version 3. So I already have access to it, and I tried it this morning. I really like it. They've got new thinking levels where Gemini can spend more time doing the reasoning for your harder things. They've done a redesign of the whole Gemini app, so it looks different when you go to it. And then they also say the AI-powered Google Glasses are coming, and AI Pro subscribers now get YouTube Premium Lite included. How interesting that I have YouTube Premium because I just don't want commercials on YouTube. And we have to remember, Google owns YouTube. So it's interesting how they packaged it. Isn't that interesting? They packaged that in if you're a Pro subscriber, that because they have that new Premium Lite. I have the regular Premium. It used to be so cheap, they go up in price every year. But for me, is I watch a lot of YouTube videos. Is I use it for entertainment. I use it for just mostly information, to just be informed of everything. And I'm more of a visual learner anyway. I like to see stuff or listen like a podcast. That's very common now. But I just can't deal with the commercials. I just can't. I got to have the premium. To me, it's worth every penny. But what do y'all think of all of these new things at once that they've dropped this week?
It's like I said, it's just almost mind blowing, because you're trying to keep up with the Claudes and the Chat GPTs. And, I'm already, because I use Google for my business, I have a lot of these features as part of my workspace subscription. So it's like, yeah, I might as well take advantage of what I'm already paying for.
Right.
So that's what so then you're like, but is it better? Is it, and then is it so much better, right? That we keep switching, because
gotta weigh the pros and cons.
Because you have all these people, like with the new, Chat GPT 2.0 for images. But people like, oh, well, now it's better than what I was using when I was using maybe Nano Banana. But it's like, is it that much better?
It is for me. I can tell you this. For me, it's been way better than Nano Banana, because for the longest time I was using Nano Banana for images because ChatGPT's was so bad. And then several months ago, they did some kind of upgrade and it was better, but not 100%. But now with Images 2.0, I don't even have to go to Canva anymore. I would have to create something there and then usually take it to Canva, because ChatGPT was so bad at getting the sizing right that I needed, or they would mess up some text, or they couldn't put a logo on it properly. It's like, no. Just, I'll take this. I'll go into Canva. I would tell Chat, all right, just stop here. Don't do anything. Don't add a logo, because it always makes up logos. So weird. So I would have to, so I had this process, and I would always have to go to Canva, but I made it work. I have not had to do that in the longest time. I don't even think I need to keep a Canva subscription anymore, because I was using it in conjunction with ChatGPT for images, or even with Nano Banana sometimes, in conjunction. I haven't used Canva in quite a while.
I'm guilty of that as well. I logged in the first time today, and I thought, God, I haven't been in here in a month. And I think it was because of the ChatGPT Images 2.0, because the text was really, that one in particular, that issue. They just couldn't get the text right. But now it actually not only gets it right, it does creative things, and if you say the right thing, it pulls it all together.
It's just so much better. At least it is for me. I don't know about everybody else, but
Hey, Tony.
it's hey Tony, it's incredible for me. And it's like I never really thought about not paying for Canva anymore, but I haven't used it in so long. So it's like I really think this is going to start affecting some of these really amazing companies that have never had issues. But like this kind of puts Canva in jeopardy of losing. I know they've added AI features, but honestly,
Right.
I've played with them and I even when they first launched it a few years ago, it was like, it doesn't do anything I want to do. And I know they revamped it a while back with all new AI features. And I like, of course, like some of those little magic edits are pretty cool. But at the end of the day, ChatGPT Images 2.0 does it all for me. So
I agree.
It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I want to play some clips from this guy's video because, again, he was there at the conference this week and he talks about some of these updates. And I like these kinds of videos because we can learn a lot very quickly just by hearing what they have to say. So let's watch this.
What we just got is hands down the biggest update to Gemini we have ever seen. I'm here at Google I/O, where Google just revealed all the latest updates to Gemini. We now have Gemini agents, a new video model where you can put an avatar into any scene, a completely redesigned Gemini, and so much more. It's absolutely incredible what they've cooked up. Let's dive into all the details. I first want to talk about Gemini Spark. This is Gemini's new AI agent that is coming this summer. And it looks like it could be the easiest AI agent that anyone can use with zero setup. It's a 24/7 everyday AI agent to help you with things like your inbox, online tasks, and a whole lot more. You'll be able to access it directly in the Gemini web app, the phone app, and on the Mac app. And it runs completely in the cloud, so you can close your laptop, it will still run, and you can access all your chats from anywhere.
Okay, I'm going to forward. It's interesting watching some of these videos that they are really incorporating the whole voice to text. And I've seen different demos where, the whole voice to text, that whisper flow is really done an amazing job with. They're all trying to, I guess they see how well that's doing. And because whisper flow has grown tremendously, that company's getting so big now. Let me pop ahead to right here.
Google also announced a new video model called Omni Flash. I've been using it for a few days now, and I'll tell you, it is absolutely incredible and a lot of fun to use. Omni is accessible directly inside of Gemini, and the standout feature is your avatar. This is a digital avatar of you that you can then use to create images and videos of yourself. Here's a quick sample of what I've been able to make with it so far.
I just tried out the new Gemini Omni, and it's mind-blowing. It's one of the coolest models released so far. Break through the shadows of doubt. No looking back anymore.
Yeah, it's really cool. When you set it up for the first time, it will scan your face and copy your voice, so the videos will even sound like you. It definitely gives off Sora vibes before that was shut down. Omni can also handle multi-turn edits, so each instruction builds on the last while preserving the scene's logic. You can even upload a real video and ask it to transform anything in it without impacting the rest of the video. Part of the reason for that is because it has gotten very good at character and style consistency across different environments and lighting. It also has an intuitive understanding of physics and better uses Gemini's knowledge of history, biology, and culture to make the videos as realistic as possible. And the results show that. This is all rolling out.
Is it just me or is that a bit scary? Like, it's so good. It looks like him, all the stuff he's showing us.
Exactly. And it's really going to set, I was so excited about Netflix having a presence here in New Mexico, but you think, and the storytelling issue, where that has gone and that industry, I think it's going to flatten out a lot in that industry, because as far as needing the real people, it's more of licensing you and your sound. And that's really going to explode. But it is super frightening because there's also this authenticity issue. And, that really wasn't you that told me that today, Barb, was it? No. And so again, I think the voice is so important. And that's what they have to get 1,000% right, and for it to really scare me to death.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's cool, it's exciting, it's interesting, but there is that scary part too. It's like, wow, we have to be concerned that somebody can take our likeness and create something and have us say all kinds of wacky things, and it's not us. I mean, that's not new, you know, deep fakes are a thing, but this just takes it to a whole nother level. You know, I try to just look at the positive things, but there are some scary negative things to this. I can't believe how good it is. It's just crazy good. Let me keep going because he talks about a few more things here. I want to have y'all see. Let me get this back on stage.
Out for Pro and Ultra users today globally in the Gemini app and in Flow. And Omni Pro will be coming later this year. You'll also notice in the Gemini app, we have a new model, 3.5 Flash. This is already rolling out for everyone right now. It is Google's best and fastest model that's available in Gemini. It even beats Gemini 3.1 Pro. So it's frontier level intelligence for roughly half the cost. I got a few minutes to test it out inside the Gemini app, and I've been super impressed with it. For a Flash model, it is very good and still really fast. It is quite impressive. Many times people chase the best models, like they want the Pro model to come out, but sometimes those models can be overkill in many situations and expensive. For AI to really be scalable, we need these faster, cheaper models. And something this capable inside a Flash model is quite remarkable. But as for the Pro model, they did say that 3.5 Pro will come out next month. You may also...
I'm going to stop here because we don't have time to play the whole thing, but I'll have the link to that video in my YouTube description. It's also linked over in our Skool community, our AI Shortcut Skool community. I'll put the link up here. So it's a lot. We just watched a little bit of his video. It's a lot to take in. It's a 10-minute video he has going over all this stuff. So does any of it excite y'all? Like, does it, like, I have the free Gemini. I don't have a paid one. It sounds like a lot of this is on the paid, but the 3.5 Flash, I did see it in the free. And like I said earlier, it is in Magi that I pay for. So I do have the capability of that right now.
Yeah, they're also telling us in that video that it's going to be $200 a month for that. And that
pricey.
You know, that separates the men from the boys, so to speak. It's like, you're going to be playing around with that. And that fear of missing out, you've got to really use some common sense and logic. And
right.
I am not sure that the percentage of folks who use common sense and logic prevails anymore in our society. So I've heard enough college speeches, you know, like, we're leaving you a mess. Get with it. So...
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Tony.
For some of us that have Google Workspace, we may have maybe not all the access at the Pro level, but we'll have maybe some access. And
probably so.
Yes, that's so in that. Yeah.
Yeah. If you sometimes you can find these in the experimental lab before they even go to beta. That's how I sort of came across Notebook LM, but sometimes they're closed experimental things where they won't let you, like there was a music one a while back. They would only let like real music people, like producers and stuff. But yeah, it's a lot that they released, and I'm just like, where do I start? And I'm still here with you know, just trying to get to know Gemini and Claude, you know.
I think that's for most people. I mean, I think it's really a small percentage that are on this and doing all this as they come out, because it's so much to keep up with. I mean, we just went through months of Claude or ChatGPT, Claude or ChatGPT, and it confused so many people. At the end of the day, I really just ChatGPT and Magi. That's what works when I want to use Claude or now Gemini. I used to use Gemini a lot for chat, and I used to use it inside of Magi. That's one of the things I always love about Magi. I'll put the link up on here if anybody's not familiar with it. But with Magi, you get everything. It's an all-in-one. For my $20 a month, I get access to everything, also including the image generators, and including GPT Images 2.0, including Nano Banana, the latest Nano Banana, including all the other ones, and the video generators. So we get so much with that, but you don't always get some of the native features. Like ChatGPT has features that you're not going to get from a third-party tool. Same with Claude. Same with Gemini. It's like I always tell people, it's based on your needs. What do you need? What are you trying to get out of it? My system is I pay $40 a month because for 20 with Magi and 20 with ChatGPT, I get everything that I need. And I thought about doing Claude for their 20 a month, but also how many of these can we keep paying for? Do I even need it? But I was almost buying, drinking the Kool-Aid with the whole Claude thing because everybody I know has been raving about it and telling me so many great things about it. But then OpenAI adds a lot of the same features. And then I just told y'all recently, the past 2 weeks, about how this whole codex thing and what I want to use it for is already built into my native ChatGPT. I don't have to download an app. I don't have to be a developer. I don't have to be super techie, but I can, these workflows, the memory is incredible in ChatGPT now. It is, for me, it is so next level. It remembers everything, like everything. I'm so impressed. And I can just say in one sentence, run whatever workflow. It knows what to do and it just runs the whole thing.
You talk about something that, there's so much going on. And I had a friend that was at a maker conference just, presenting on maker stuff. And then she had to do an AI session and with makers, right? And there was somebody's husband there peppering her with questions. She was like, I just want to get through. But she answered his questions. And then afterwards came up with his wife and said, I'm here supporting my wife, but you've explained in 15 minutes what our chief AI officer has failed to do in 9 months. I'm going to open up he was like a CMO of a Fortune 500. There's a new title out there that's actually people are looking at. It's called AI enablement, and whatever you want to put behind it. Business analyst is somebody who translates the tech to the normal people. So I know we're talking here about a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of people that are like, they're like, how do I turn it on?
Right.
So,
right. Way more people in that case, in that scenario. Yeah. I'm going to play some more short videos of just some of these influencers at that event this week, just sharing just these little bite-sized bits of information, just so that we get a really clear understanding of everything that they have.
So Google just made 5 huge updates and announcements. Here's what you need to know. Number 1, they just released Gemini 3.5, a fast and more efficient model. Number 2, they're making Google search more agentic. So when you ask a task, you can use AI to ask follow-up questions. Number 3, they're releasing Gemini Spark, which is an AI agent that allows you to do automated tasks. Number 4, they just released Ask YouTube, which is AI for YouTube that will take you to the specific video and to the specific part that you're looking for. And number 5, the hyped announcement, Google just released Omni, their newest video model. Let me know what you think about these updates.
So,
well, and I think that's another thing. And I've seen some people talking about this, Madalyn, and I would love to hear what everyone thinks is, how is this going to impact search, right? So many of us have had, Google, if you want to call it business accounts where we get reviews. And so now what do we have to do to make sure that we're still relevant when people are looking for things?
Good
Because
question.
of this.
Yeah, because
I have an answer for you.
how does it all work? Tell
Des
us.
has the answer.
I just have the answer. Okay, I don't know how to do with it. Basically, if you're writing blogs or any content, answer a question. And then there's a certain way to format it that certain LLMs like it. But if you can do it in Markdown, that becomes very digestible for them. But just figure out. Because right now, and I think I've told you this story where a couple years ago I got ChatGPT pulled me up in a search that someone says, hey, how do I optimize my LinkedIn profile? And and it just because I put a post about the next gen bio. But if you write some things around, somebody might type in because people aren't searching, hey, I need a video or video experts in Marietta. Okay. They might have a question that Jim might be able to actually answer. So you have to, that's what they call the answer engine optimization, right? Because people are now going to any of these LLMs, and they're not asking, give me the 50 links of where I can go do my research. They're asking for a question. They want the answer now. So if you can write things in where you're answering a question, you're going to be what they call a referenceable or something with these LLMs, and they will, and ChatGPT is huge on that right now. They're sort of leading the pack with everybody.
Are there some resources that talk about that? Like
yeah,
some articles or
yeah.
videos, or no rush.
I'll get you some and put it on your Skool. I'll put it on your Skool community.
That'd be great.
Okay?
That'd be great,
All
because
right.
I would love to read up more on that. Let me play another video from this guy talking about the new video feature. It's pretty cool. Hold on a second. I got to get Whisper Flow off. Whisper Flow sits in a really bad spot at the bottom of the screen, and then I can't do things. So bear with me.
Google Gemini just released a new video model, and it is out of this world. Watch this. First, you're gonna head to gemini.google.com. Then you're gonna see this new button for videos. You can see they already have a bunch of templates for you, but the amazing part is you can go upload reference videos and photos to create the video you're looking for. Like for this video, I uploaded the first part of my video. I just said, when I snap my fingers, change the background to a galaxy, and it gave me that video. Save this video and follow.
That's pretty cool. Very interesting.
It's almost like green screening it but just using the AI to do it. That could be interesting, right? Because sometimes, right, you want to change your background. It's not so much about, so that may be an idea too, is right, you record a video with your phone, but instead of you wanting to show whatever the current background is, you could say, show. I might play with that. That'd be interesting.
Jim, I don't know where you're at. Are you down in Atlanta or are you up here in the woods? Because you're fooling me.
No, I'm in Atlanta, but I was in the woods a couple days. I was up there Tuesday. Yeah.
Okay. I was like,
yeah.
All right.
You came back yesterday. Went up last night or Tuesday, and then came back first thing Wednesday morning. Yeah.
All right, let me play. I got a few other shorts where these influencers were there, so they're educating us in little short snippet bites of info.
All right, so we're at Google I/O, and here are the top 3 things you need to know. First, Gemini Spark is Google's answer to Codex and Claude Cowork, and since it's natively integrated with your Gmail, your Drive, your calendar, it has all your context from day one. Second, Gemini Spark does not require complex setups like Codex and Cowork, so it's clearly built for the everyday user and not for power users like myself. Third, they launched a new model called Gemini Omni, and this is where things get really interesting. On the surface, it's just a more user-friendly and more powerful video model. But my prediction is this model is the first step towards completely reimagining how traditional user interfaces work. So just imagine, right? Instead of opening a fixed app, the AI generates the exact screen you need. So let's say you ask about dinner, you get a map to the restaurant. But if you ask about a meeting, you see a calendar invitation instead. Let me know what you're most excited about.
That's pretty interesting. Interesting stuff. Like they all have these different takes. That's why I thought this is pretty cool to play for y'all, because like all this various things it can do. And if you're use Google products, like I use Gmail, Google Docs, Drive, a lot of different Google. It definitely makes you kind of like, oh, this is all going to be integrated and possibly work better. Next, I'm going to show you a really cool demo they did live on stage from the event of using voice to write in Google Docs, which just like we saw in one of the other demos earlier. It's like, kind of taking the whole popularity of Whisper Flow, voice to text, and utilizing this into the tools. So let me show you this. Hold on. Give me 1 sec. It's not.
You'd have to type up a really precise prompt. With Docs Live, you can just verbally brain dump whatever is on your mind and let Gemini do the rest. Let's see it in action with a demo from our product team. This is all in real time, not sped out.
All right, let's try this out. So I just remembered I'm doing an alumni talk for my high school's career day tomorrow. I need to come up with some talking points to explain what I do for a living as a software engineer, but I'm not really sure where to start. Oh, actually, can you just pull my resume from Drive? Although that might be boring. Maybe can you come up with some funny analogies so it'll be more of an engaging talk for the students? Oh, and also, I think the school sent me an email. I think the subject is something like career day logistics. Maybe just grab the details from there, throw them at the top of the doc so I know where to go and what time to get there. Let's just update those requirements and turn this straight into a draft. This is cool, but it's a little dense. Maybe format the analogies as a table so it's a little easier for me to scan. And also add a note to tell the story about how my brother inspired me to become a software engineer, sort of at the top of my doc, and bold it so I don't miss it. Yeah, that looks great.
Wow. That was kind of cool. Interesting, right?
I think, but I think
Yeah, so I can do that in Google Docs now?
Mhm.
Well, but here's my thought, right? This goes back to when we start letting AI create our content, do we stop really critically thinking? That's the concern that I have about, hey, do this, and we don't necessarily think of things as deeply as if we did it ourselves. I mean, yeah, it's great to give me maybe some points, but it's like, it's writing, sure, it knows my voice and all that, but I think it's a slippery slope, and they're starting to see some studies, in education where it's having a negative impact.
Right.
Mhm.
Oh, you can't even, if you're doing a PhD program or dissertation, they won't let you use AI. Yeah.
But how do they know?
I mean, you can
How
use
do they
AI.
know?
You know what? That's a great question. Just don't get caught,
They-
right? If you get caught,
Well,
you're
but sorry, Biz, but that is a big deal. I mean, I work with students, every day. And the thing is that they are actually making agents to detect the AI and so forth. So it's just like how Madalyn and I have been kind of customizing our chat GPT. It knows us personally. And it can, the more you feel, it depends on how brilliant you are, because if you fill it full of the right information, it's going to come back at you with it. And I think if you Google it, sorry, I'm almost positive you're gonna see that there are YouTube videos on it, because it is a great concern to universities and so forth. And we're going to have a whole new learning model, I think, because kids are coming, they're coming up using these tools before they graduate from high school. And so they've got them to work with. And, regardless of, how you feel our country, our world is in, kids are bright, they're human beings. And that is a big difference between a computer. A computer will do what you tell it to do, but the human being will do what it feels like.
Right. Well,
I'll never forget that.
Well, and I don't know if any of you have had a chance yet. I'm a big Christopher Lochhead Category Pirates fan, and they just came out with a new book called Creator Capitalist. And in the first part of the book, which I'm reading, not using AI, is the fact that, right, we were all raised, every one of us here, in the knowledge worker, knowledge management era. That is changing because we were taught we had to memorize things. But now because of technology, because of AI, why are we going to teach people to memorize stuff that they can just go and ask, technology to provide them the sources that they can then analyze? So the whole way we work, the whole way we learn is going to change. It's very hard for us to grasp that, to fathom that. So how do we help? I look at my grandkids, right, that are, still, preschool, not school age yet. And do they learn through play? Do they learn from experimentation? Do we keep them away from technology as long as possible so that they are able to develop their brains?
So that's a great question. I want to challenge that hypothesis because we all know AI hallucinates, and I'll just be honest. I've caught it, and I've asked it, "Hey, give me, why did you make that recommendation? And give me your source material." And it went through a series of saying, "Hey, I was wrong. I was just hopping on hype and stuff."
But I guess,
and you're actually right. Yeah.
But Bez,
So now a different skill is. Yeah.
Right. But how do you teach that? Because as an example, I think there are certain professional categories, i.e., I'll say it, accounting, that there's a lot of things because it's numbers, it's formulas, that if I provide the right input, it can provide me the right output. I don't need to hire an accountant. Period. It's happening already.
That's not true. No, I'm married to.
I
don't agree with it.
Not 100%, but there will be a change in how people look at that and how it's done.
Well,
do I need a bookkeeper?
Right. That's what I was going to say. There's a difference between bookkeeping and accounting and becoming a professional in that field. And again, it gets down to that human factor.
Because there's lack of context.
Yes, sir. Yes, Bez.
There's a lot of...
But not as these agents get smarter.
Yeah, look,
I haven't seen an accountant get that smart in my whole life. So sorry.
At the end of the day, I think that I'd love these tools to get us to the closest to the finish line as possible. Why?
Yes.
Because it's less thing I have to do, and I can focus on other things I'm really good at.
100%. 100%. It helps us work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
And as we're aging, I don't know about y'all, but man, it gets a little more challenging being a solopreneur and trying to remember everything, and the technology just keeps expanding. And it's like, thank goodness I've got AI to kind of help me as that quiet virtual partner that doesn't talk. Well, that does kind of talk back to me, but it's not.
You need that. You need it to talk back to you.
And you train it how you want it to. And when it's too nice and too agreeing, I tell it to stop doing that. And it listens. I mean, it's definitely better. And I think it doesn't hallucinate as much as it used to. It just the technology just keeps improving exponentially as time goes on. I mean, think about it. ChatGPT came out, I think it was November 2022. I mean, that's like an infant. I mean, that's not that long ago. Not an infant, but it's not that long ago.
4 years, this infant is ready to go to college, the AI infant.
Right.
I mean, think back to what ChatGPT was like when it was new. I mean, and this is before Claude, before all the other ones, just first attempt of ChatGPT. I was using it since it came out. I mean, for what it was, we're all like, oh my God, this is amazing. But think back to that versus where we're at now.
Think of where you had to do all this very specific prompting to get a result, and now it's becoming much more natural language. And even the way to make the corrections.
You don't have to be a prompt engineer anymore. That was such a big thing. Learn how to be a prompt engineer. Look at all the people that capitalize on that. I'll sell you 100 prompts for $100. And people bought into all that because you had to learn how to prompt properly to get it to do the things you wanted. I love that we're in a time now where you don't have to do that. You can just talk to it and it knows what to do, and you can just keep guiding it. And that's one of the reasons why I pay $20 a month for ChatGPT, because with that voice audio feature, I just talk to it and I get to where I want. It might take a while in the conversation, but a lot of times with me, I'm the kind of brainstorming person where I got some ideas in my head. I just need to talk it out. And through the talking out, it may take 10 minutes, it may take 20 minutes or 30 minutes, but then I'll have like a full plan. And it was from all of that. Whereas if we had to sit here and like master prompting like we did years ago, it was a whole different experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I think Bez is in the people business. I mean, he helps people find.
Well, he's the career whisperer.
That's right.
I love that.
So, I mean, he's got to have people needing something in order to make his living. And it's really important that he's on top of these changes, because they're going to impact what's available to those people and how they need to train themselves to be in the best position. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. It's interesting you're saying that, because the people that are approaching me are, I thought, they're going to be later on in life. And that was traditionally what people, but I'm attracting even younger people, because they're like, you know what? You've made all the mistakes. You've done this for 3 decades. So, I'm not saying I know it all, but here's what I'll tell you this. Is that every one of us here, we're at least an expert in one area. There's still value in that, because you can critically think, you can discern whether something's true or false, because these LLMs, they ingest everything, right? So there's garbage out there. So you're going to read some garbage and say, oh, that's wrong, right? But it would take you as an expert in your field to know that, because, and there's some things that can be wrong and we can get away with it, but there's some things it's just, you got to be careful. I don't want my doctor yet to be ChatGPT. Now, yet they're using AI, not generative AI, but they're using AI in the medical field a lot, but it's very precise. Yeah. And that's not the type of AI you and I use today, not for $20.
Right. But AI, when it comes to medical stuff, I found it to be really helpful for just like advising me of how to be a better advocate for myself. So when I go to the doctor, it's so easy to get dismissed with some things. And it's like ChatGPT can help you like formulate this plan. So you kind of like, when you come in, you know what to talk about, it can coach you through it and have you prepared, which I found to be very valuable. And it's really great at reading like test results and explaining them in English so you understand, instead of what I used to always have to do is just go Google all the terms, and it's time consuming, and you get all the info, but it's a process. Whereas you can just sit here and upload a PDF of some recent lab work, and it can just give you this full explanation in like a minute. It's incredible. I mean, it's still AI. You don't rely on it 100%, but I feel like it makes things easier for us.
Well, I mean, they're using AI in the medical field to read radiology stuff. Like that's amazing. Robotics
because it's smarter, right? Because it's smarter.
Yeah, I mean, and give an initial assessment, and then I mean, I'm not saying it. I mean, that's amazing, right? But you're not going to find that type of AI off the shelf, right?
Right.
That's going to be hard coded, but there's amazing stuff happening. I mean, people can do robotic surgery and don't have to be in the same room. And right now they've done it where you're hundreds of miles away. There's a guy who opened up a metaverse hospital. Well, he's in Dubai, and he has a metaverse hospital in Los Angeles. I mean, he's using robotic surgery, and he has a robotics academy. So
it feels like good sci-fi
stuff, and machine learning.
Yeah.
Huh?
It feels like sci-fi. Like, is that real? Can it really? But it's just amazing that the technology, it's incredible.
And Jim, what are they using in the military that we don't know that we should know?
I can't tell you.
He can tell you, but you have to kill you.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, man.
I got another really cool, because we're going to start wrapping up. I knew it would take a while to go through this stuff because it's fascinating. So Google Gemini has this cool feature that definitely made me pause called is called Daily Brief. Let me show you this because this looks really interesting. Uh-oh, it's not playing the video. Hold on a second. Did I press the wrong button? That is cool, y'all. That looks very interesting to me.
Absolutely.
It's like, wow. I mean, I'm sure you got to be on it seems like to have all these features, you got to be on the paid plan for them. But
At
how cool
least.
to take your Gmail, your calendar, and give you that daily brief each morning before you start working. That's pretty cool.
Well, you know what? Just think about that, those steps. And you and I imagine Jim, because he's in the service for sure. God only knows about Bez. But, we go through those steps every day. We do that manually, and to have that all integrated so that it can be done so swiftly,
Right.
it's a major time savings, and you don't miss things. And, it's got it all. It's much more accurate than you trying to keep up with it, each of those things individually. But I'm scared and I'm excited. I've got over 207,695 emails in my Gmail account alone.
Whoa, you beat me. That's what I had a lot.
Because I just let them slide because, of all the daily habits, I get in there first thing in the morning, just check everything, and that's it. And so unless
I do the same.
Something outstanding, I don't do it. And I had another friend in an earlier version of Chat GPT, and I don't know that he was using Chat GPT. It seems he may have been using another form, but when he showed me in the video of what he was accomplishing on an email account in Gmail, I thought, well, when Google does that, it's going to be much more refined because it's all tied in together. And it is, what we're seeing already is pretty amazing. But I look forward to those times. I mean, I think we grew up in the same generation, pretty close in that time frame. It's like, hug the trees. We got to save all the trees and do away with the paper. And yet, with the computer technology, I can tell you I'm paying $1,000 a month for boxes of paper. So it's crazy.
You're old school.
Right, old school, getting rid of all of that. And then, and we're just how our money's going to change, all of that. It's just totally fascinating. I hope I get to stay in the game to see a lot of this unfold because I do think it's absolutely phenomenal. And I hope for us older folks that, things like dementia and Alzheimer's and so forth, that's in the medical side, but it does get back to memory and being able to pull this up, and maybe we don't need certain things. And then also the technology side is creating a chip that you can put in a person's head at a certain age. Maybe we can turn bad guys to good guys by changing the chip in their head.
Just swap out the chip.
Yeah. Hey, instead of putting him away for 15 years, let's just swap out his chip for something more.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if they're able to come up with that kind of technology. I got one last short video to play. I came across a really cool Notebook LM tip that I think is really useful that I want to show you as we wrap up our hour of chatting. So watch this.
This may be my new favorite use case for you. What's going on here? Using Notebook LM as my official Brenda headquarters trained AI assistant. It's really easy to set up and it's free. Let me show you. Head to notebooklm.google.com. You're going to make a new notebook and you're going to name it your headquarters. And then for your sources, you're going to load any of your business information. So let me explain what I mean by that. When you add your sources, you want to add any information that you would be training to an actual person. Like you would be saying, this is literally what you need to know about my business. Coaching frameworks, here's my promotional offers, here's the products I sell, here's my catalog, anything that would help you respond within the context of knowing what my business is about. My hair. Add all those things right here as sources. You can add sources from uploaded files, websites, your Google Drive, or copied text. So I have mine all added right over here. Includes my different lead magnets. It includes my coaching frameworks. It includes some references to blog posts. This allows me to now do is query against any of that information. So for example, what I did here is I said, I'm creating a new blog series on my 4 creator types. Each blog post should include all of this information. And it gives me different ideas. And I can save those right over here. I can also turn them into different assets. So the power of this is that you basically create a queryable database of your own business information, and you can do it for free. You can go to NotebookLM with a free Gmail account. You could create one for your business, for your team, for your customers. You could create one specific to different events you attend, load the information, and that all becomes part of the brain for your AI. Individual projects that you can now query against using a free tool.
I've been starting to do that more. And, because I really feel like Notebook LM is just one of those, not discussed enough tools. Like it's just this AI tool that's free. It's amazing. It is a Google product, but it's just so underutilized and just not talked about. And every once in a while I see a really good tip like that. Like, wow, what a great use of it. And so I've been doing some things where some of my favorite influencers that are like with, expert in sales and have amazing YouTube videos about sales that I follow each week, I will take their videos and put it into a Notebook LM folder of and it becomes their brain. And then I can ask it questions and I can have it do the little podcast or infographic. And it's just this like learning 10x from this person, right? And then there was about a month ago, 2 of these people both had an episode in their YouTube in the same week of like really good sales information. And so I took each of their YouTube and put into one Notebook LM folder and used that as like, taking kind of the best of their 2 videos. And I'm finding it really interesting, but I really liked what she talked about, like your own headquarters and put it with all your stuff. I think that's an interesting idea. So Notebook LM.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's super.
Yeah, just not talked about enough.
Before you take out, you had shared a music video of one of the Go Girls on your profile this morning.
I did on my Facebook. I can't post it here because YouTube you're not allowed to play music videos on YouTube. Oh, you get into trouble. And Facebook too. By the way, I'm not live on Facebook. Barb, I just took yours and shared it when we first started at the top of the hour. So
is it not working for you?
No, it's censorship. So y'all know that I'm a big educator and advocate for a botanical that is legal. But it's very gray area for some of these platforms. And Facebook is on a rampage because their AI has gotten so good now. It goes and finds that one word all over your posts. And so I don't really talk about it much on my personal profile, but it has literally gone and found every one. So every so often it lets me know it found another one, but it should be done because like I didn't do that much with it. But every time it finds them, it does not let me live stream for a week. For a month, which is ridiculous. I don't talk about that plant there. I don't live stream. I live stream this and I talk about other stuff. So it'll let me post, but I can't live stream. I can't do like certain things. It's like they want to slap you on the wrist. Like you've been bad. You posted something 2 years ago and we don't like it because our AI is so sophisticated now. We can just have it go find that one word that was in your post. One of them that it just took down last week was this week was when I was on NBC Nightly News. The Nightly News did a story on me about this botanical. And I did a post to let the world know, guess what? I'm on NBC Nightly News, like primetime national news. And they took it down and pointed that finger and said, "You're in trouble." So there's always a workaround. So the last time this happened, which was a while back, I know Barb is going to live stream this right now on her Facebook. So while you were talking earlier, I just went into your Facebook and I just hit the share button. So it's in my feed because, I've been on Facebook forever and I've got so many different communities of mine. And I love that I share this in my this live stream in my personal Facebook, because I got some of my old musician friends from 20 years ago seeing it, and they're like, "Oh my God!" They're finding it really helpful. And then my old Twitter Smarter community and all these other different communities of mine. It's bringing a whole diverse group to learn these things that we're talking about each week. And so I'm really bummed with Facebook that they did that, but all over a botanical. Anyway.
So let me ask you this before we take off, is that, we get a copy, you get a copy of the recording from in here, which would not be stamped with them, so to speak. It wouldn't have anything to do. It hasn't gone through their platform. Can you upload it later?
I'll show the post. I can at least do that. And I can, it's just not really relevant to all this stuff.
Yeah.
Personal thing, but I can show, it is a really cool thing. My first community that I ran, started in the mid 90s and ran for 21 years. I'm not a big fan of Facebook anymore, but I love going into memories every day, because in the memories, I just seeing all this old stuff from back in the day.
Right.
And I get a lot of these, memories of things I've shared back with my music community. And one that popped up today, it didn't really show sometimes when you hit that share memory, it doesn't show the original. It's weird. So it didn't show my original post, but it was a post from, I think it was, I don't remember how many years ago, a long time ago, it would have been 16, let's see, it was 2015. So 11 years ago. So it popped up from 11 years ago. So I've had a handful, it was my music community was called Go Girls Music. And it was all about promoting, supporting, and empowering female musicians. And these are indie artists. These are the people that are not usually on the radio. They're usually playing at your local bar and maybe traveling around the country a bit and selling CDs out of their car. And I've had a handful of them that have gone on to become really big. So this was the first one that got really big. There's another one too, but this is Rachel Platten. Let me pull it up. Which is really cool. So it popped up in my feed, so I made this post. So her video had come out 11 years ago, probably this week, where it trust me, it was like the summer anthem in 2015. Just go to YouTube and type in fight song. And if you don't remember what fight song is, as soon as you hear it, you'll remember. It was her YouTube has like 700 million views of this one song.
Wow.
But anyway, she played my shows, my South by Southwest shows, a couple of different shows around the country, way before she got famous. And she was just like so many of the others, just hardworking, passionate about music, traveling around the country. And what's really cool is when you watch that video, it is definitely the plight of the indie artist, trying to write their music, going to their next gig, setting up the keyboard themselves on the stage. Like, it's funny because I hadn't watched her video in a while. So when I was watching it this morning, I'm like, this is so relatable to a lot of these indie artists. They're so passionate about their music, but it's a tough business. But she got really big. The other one that got even bigger than her was Maren Morris. She was a country singer that then kind of went over into pop. She played one of my South by Southwest shows when she was 12 years old.
Wow.
And to see her be this megastar now is so wild. So, I'm not in touch with any of them, but it's just cool that I, put on these shows around the country and have this large community of musicians. And interesting how some of them, like, and it's, it's just right place, right time, I guess. It's a tough business, but but they're all amazing. All the people I've met and known over the years, for 30 years. I started 30 years ago.
Yeah. So, Bess, we got to get back to the 80s before you take off, buddy.
Back to the 80s,
Yeah,
baby.
we have
I say
to.
baby.
Yeah.
Back to the 80s, baby. Yeah, we'll do that.
Well,
Thank you so much for hanging out. Always a great time. Bez, we've missed you.
Yes.
I missed you guys too, but I'll come when I can.
Oh, we know. Yeah, of course. But always good to see. Seeing all of y'all. It's great. I love our group. I love that we just come together and do this each week. And I can't wait to hear what y'all think of some of these new Gemini features if y'all play with it a bit. I mean, the Flash 3.5 is available in the free account. I mean, I'm sure it'll be limited, but I think a lot of those other features we saw today are not going to be available unless you're on the paid 200 or might be $250 a month.
Yeah, and I panicked when I heard the price, and then I thought, well, wait a minute. If you had a person helping you do all of this,
right?
There's no comparison.
Very true.
And it's a question of how many months do you need to keep it at the 200 before you could actually capitalize on it, because if it really does all of that. So who knows?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, thanks for hanging out, and for those watching live or watching the replay, we appreciate y'all hanging out here with us. And we'll be back next Thursday. There's always more to discuss, and come join us over in our Skool community at AI Shortcuts to Work Smarter. And yeah, that's what we got today. It was a lot. I know it was a lot. We packed it all in. All right, y'all. We'll see you soon.